Sorry, my printer is shifting around. Am I loud enough? Am I okay?
You have a printer? Why do you have a printer?
Because I print out all my trivia stuff.
Who has a printer these days?
I have to print out answer sheets and picture round and round twos.
Is
Round
it subscription
twos.
based?
What?
Your printer. If you don't pay the monthly fee, do they shut it down?
No. Thank God. Is that real?
I think it's real. I don't know if it's the standard model. If it's not the standard model, who the hell's doing that? Why would anyone buy that printer? So,
yeah,
maybe
there must be some advantage to it. Like maybe you get like ink or something for free.
I'm trying to look it up. Printer
That would be
subscription.
actually. That would be maybe good for me because I have to buy so much ink.
HP Instant Ink printer ink subscription and toner.
Oh, that's just subscription for ink.
No, I bet it's maybe you buy that printer and that's the deal with it. You have to pay the monthly subscription. Yes, they give you the printer ink. I don't know how it works. I have not owned a printer in God knows how long.
Yeah, I hadn't needed a printer really until I started trivia again. Trivia, but before that, I used like a really fast, awesome black and white printer for like printing out papers and stuff for school.
Fancy.
I really liked it.
It's no Ditto machine.
Ditto. I remember getting those in school and knowing that Ditto meant like I'm repeating what you're saying. And I never really understood. I mean, I guess it's because you're like making copies of a document, but I don't like that it was called a ditto.
I liked it. I liked the smell.
Yeah.
Although apparently the fluid was hazardous to your health.
Oh, shoot.
Exposure to the vapors from the Ditto machine caused irritation of eyes, nose, and throat, as well as headaches, dizziness, and nausea.
Nausea. I say nausea.
Ugh. You say grocery store?
Ew, no, groceries.
Grocery. If you say nausea, you must say grocery.
You know what, though? Hold on. Grocery store. I do say grocery store. But I'm going to go get groceries? Oh, shoot. I think I say groceries.
I'm going to get groceries.
Groceries. Sounds really fancy. Groceries.
It's much better than grocery.
I say pajamas.
Yeah, what's the difference? What's the other
pajamas.
thing? Nah, I wouldn't say pajamas. Pajamas.
Yeah, I say pajamas. Jammies. Jammies? I say jammies. Put your jammies on.
Coupon. I won't say coupon.
Ew, I hate coupon.
I mean, I hate both of them actually.
Coupon?
It's like saying Quebec. I'm going to Montreal and
But that's
Quebec.
the way you say Quebec. That's how you're supposed to say it.
Quebec City. But nobody does. So when you're the person who's saying it, it's like Nevada.
Nevada.
No, Nevada is the proper pronunciation. The people in the state know that, but everyone else says Nevada. So if you say Nevada, they look at you like, what?
What about Colorado?
No.
Colorado.
This is going to be the whole show.
I say...
I'm pulling up one of those regional dialect quizzes.
I say realtor.
You're mid-Atlantic, no dialect, no accent, no thing.
What do you say, realtor or realtor?
Realtor.
That was like a hybrid. It sounded like.
Well, that's what I say.
Say it again.
Realtor.
Realtor?
Mm-hmm. Realtor.
Realtor.
You can't mock that and then say Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Because anyone who says Atlanta would say realtor.
Realtor?
Yeah, they wouldn't, because if you say realtor, you have to say Atlanta.
Realtor. Realtor. No, you don't. It's totally different.
No, it's not. It's the T and the D and the softness.
No. It's yes, you're right. There is a a
course
palatal fricative there, but the reason why you make that T into a D sound in Atlanta. Oh, it's not even Atlanta, realtor. That's totally Atlanta. No, you omit the T because it's
No,
difficult.
but the first one, Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
It's like
softer T.
it's not
Softer.
Atlanta. It's Atlanta. It's like it's a glottal. Stop.
Stop bringing up these Harry Potter houses.
It's like
the glottals and the fricadle dickadles.
Hawaii. Atlanta.
I'm a Ravenclaw. Well, I'm a fricadle dickadle. I'll go play some Quidditch.
So I'm on this weird thing on TikTok where have I talked to you about sexy Snape?
What is the ball game called?
Oh, Quidditch.
Oh, not Quidditch. Or whatever the fuck I said.
That's close enough.
Somebody out there is losing their shit right now.
Oh my god.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Besmirching the Harry Potter.
So I'm on sexy Snape TikTok somehow. So it's like this like sexy music, but behind pictures, like slideshows of AI generated Snape, like sitting in a chair and like undoing his shirt and like looking down and his like legs are spread open. He's like wearing pants and stuff, but he's like, like holding onto his shirt in sexy ways and like always looking down. And it's evolved to now they have like AI voice generated Snape at the beginning where it's like, you've been a naughty girl and you must be punished.
That's no way to honor Alan Rickman. That's no way. You don't. He died in 2016.
Wait, don't bring that up. We're still having fun. Don't bring up death yet.
Well, I just am surprised. It seems like that's something that was recent. It's like the fact he's been dead almost 8 years.
Oh, almost 8 years. Not really.
Yeah, almost 8 years. January 14th, 2016. Why don't you go to
3
January...
3 more years from now? It's not almost 10 years.
I said 8 years.
You said almost 10 years.
No, I said almost 8 years.
Oh.
I said almost 8 years. And this January, it'll be 8 years since Alan Lovely Rickman. Sexy Snape.
Sexy Snape. It's hilarious.
You're already setting the tone, huh? You're bringing up the TikTok.
I can't help it. It's part of my life. You don't have to focus on that part. You can move on and just talk about the Snape content.
It is your life.
Sexy Snape.
Man, he was a member of the Royal Shakespeare Company, and this is what his legacy is.
No, it's not his legacy.
Fucking AI, sexy Snape memes online. Jesus Christ. When he was thinking about his career, could have never guessed that would be the end.
It's not the end. It's just a piece. Everybody, like, I know him from some billion other things.
Yeah, Love Actually.
I never saw Love Actually.
Well, you can't watch it until next Christmas season. I think there's a rule in place. No Christmas movies after Christmas.
Okay, you obsessed bimbo, listen up. When I come home, I expect you to crawl to my feet and kneel to retrieve my coat.
This is more than sexy.
Down, you will take my shoes off.
Well, this is a lot. I haven't seen this one.
My feet. For dinner, you will sit there on the floor to eat, like the good little pet you are.
Yeah, I would say this is a step past.
That was intense. I've never seen that one. Normally, they're just like, you've been naughty.
Yeah, that's more like shaming Snape. Yeah.
Oh, they're hilarious, dude. He's like cooking. Oh.
And mine alone. No one else has the right to even think about touching you, let alone dancing with you. I know it sounds possessive, but I cannot help it. The thought of anyone else having you, touching you, I'd use the most painful spell imaginable if anyone tried.
Still Snape.
You are mine.
The most powerful spell imaginable.
We should let AI just create an episode for us.
That's the premise of the Dudesy podcast with Will Sasso.
No, who the fuck is that?
Will Sasso?
Yeah, my God.
Will Sasso's awesome. Are you nuts?
Will Sasso invented it. Fine, forget it. I don't want to do it. Will
Sasso was on Mad TV, and he had the 10-minute podcast that I was obsessed with. He was in Best in Show. He was in Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm looking him up. I don't. Nothing about this guy rings any bells.
He was in the in the Three Stooges movie.
Yeah, I never saw it. No, I had zero
I didn't
interest.
either, but I was excited that he was in it.
I never liked the Three Stooges. Never.
You know, for some reason, like, isn't it weird that we were exposed to like TV from the 40s? I watched like the Little Rascals. I watched the Three Stooges. I watched this is much I'm making a huge time jump, but like I watched Flipper and Lassie. It's like,
And Andy.
well, yeah, Andy Griffith is more of like a,
that was on TBS. You'd watch the Braves, and then you have to watch Andy Griffith. Actually, you turn it off immediately. The Braves would end, and then the stupid whistling would start. Like, get it the fuck off.
How dare
get
you
it
say
off.
stupid whistling?
Get it off. This is the same reaction I give Family Guy. If Family Guy comes on the TV,
it seems today
that
all you see.
I scream. Get it off. I told Netflix to never recommend Family Guy to me, just to erase it from the algorithm.
I feel you. Like, I also have the same attitude about Family Guy. Like, its time is over. The shock of that type of TV being shown to me has lost its luster. The people that still do it right are South Park.
Well, they don't even do seasons anymore.
No, they just do like little movies, which I just watched the new one, the Cred one. It was good.
That's what everyone says. I feel like I give South Park's theme the same reaction. I don't. I fucking hate it. I don't dislike South Park. I don't dislike it as much as I hate Family Guy. I'll watch South Park, but I hate the theme. I hate it. I can't stand it.
It's from its time, and they're like Gen X, so they like that. You know, I'm saying because it's Primus, so it's like it's a little homage to that. I feel like
Family Guy, though, I know that it was taken off the air, and I liked it that first short run.
Right.
And when I guess it's pretty remarkable that it made its comeback because the internet wasn't as prevalent. It wasn't the same.
Right.
Getting a movement started was a little more difficult. It was easier because you had the ability to connect with people, but not the same level of access and ease as you have today. So the fact that it came back, I thought, oh, that's cool. And then I was kind of excited, but I don't know what changed with it. It just
got
it's a rip off of the other shows, the whole structure and dynamic and I hated the talking baby. I hated the fuck. I don't want a baby that talks. I don't want a dog that talks.
Oh, Brian.
I don't like either of them. I don't like the spin-offs where the alien pops out of the closet. I really
like that Paul Lind with Alien.
And then the other one with the character that nobody can remember his name.
My name is Cleveland Brown.
Yeah, who watched that one?
Barely anybody. I watched it a little bit. It's the thing. It's like, it's not like with Friends. Like, I really, I have the same attitude about Friends that we're talking about with Family Guy. But if I ever watch it, I'm actually like, I'm entertained and it's funny. I'm like, shit, they got me. But with Family Guy, like I said, it's like, there's pieces and little moments that are funny, but it's just been the same thing for so long. So it's not new or inventive anymore. And especially back then it was new because it was, I guess, like daring what they were doing. I don't mean to say that like and make it more important than it really is, but yeah, it's just like it was more shocking. And then now the shock value has worn off.
Sounds like our podcast.
You're right.
Where at first it was a concept and there were rules and we stuck to those rules. And then as time went on, we deviated and stopped sticking.
No, that's an evolution. This is staying.
We stopped talking.
Family Guy has been stagnant.
We stopped talking about one topic, and then I stopped doing the recording from the better setup, and I started using a USB mic in my bedroom instead of at my desk with the Electro Voice RE20, and yes, adding in the theme properly. That's more so because we started recording on weekdays, and that's just where I work. Christina works upstairs,
Yeah.
And I work in the bedroom. Now today is kind of it's a work day, but no one's really working.
Yeah, no.
So, but I'm still in the bedroom. That was mostly because she slept until like 10:15, and I didn't want to make her stay in the bedroom. I wanted her to, be able to go upstairs. And
was she asleep that long?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn, I can't ever sleep that long. I wake up and then I nap maybe and then don't get up until 10, but I can't sleep until 10 anymore.
So here I am. We're the Family Guy of podcasts.
No, that's different.
There's
ours has evolved into
there's
something.
Two sides to it. You get, early on with a TV show, just getting signed and having a successful season and getting a second season and a third. That's a big deal. And similar to podcasting, people start podcasts and they don't do them. They do it for maybe 2 months. We're going to do this every week. And then they do it for 2 months and then they give up. And then once you establish yourself, it's like, great, we're going, we're successful, we made it, we did it. And then it goes on too long. And then you got the Family Guy and Simpsons season 48.
God, I can't get over. Like, it's just like when Trump was president, every once in a while I would remember and I'd be like embarrassed. Like, ugh, And the fact that The Simpsons has season 72 or whatever, that also embarrasses me. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, there's many things that pop up that are embarrassing. Like the time George Stein took my case when I was arrested for the DUI when I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
And really, he did. There was this lawyer who was assigned to it, and she was nice, but also, it was hanging over my head. This thing was going on for 10 months. That would hit me every once in a while. I'd be living my life and I'd think, oh yeah, fuck, I got this court case going on. I could go back to jail. The chances of me going back to jail were probably pretty low, but you never know.
Yeah,
you don't know
it's
how these
scary
things
to
are
think
going to
about.
play out. So I would check in. I was trying to walk the line of not being annoying, but for somebody, I guess she's getting paid no matter what. But, I got the case handled and I would reach out to her and I felt as though I was probably annoying her at some point. And for whatever reason, this is probably, crosses some boundary for sure. Oh, it's cringy just to bring up.
What happened?
I can't. I don't know. I can't even bring myself to say it. I can't bring myself to say it.
Say it.
I just thought I would be nice. I'd say thank you. And at the radio station, we used to have these Spa Sidel gift certificates. And I took one of those and I bought some fucking flowers from Publix and I sent it over. It's like some thank you. But it's like, what the fuck was I thinking? She's like, what? This is weird. This is a weird fucking thing. And I just am embarrassed, like cringing.
Ugh.
It was.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I get why you'd feel that way. But I also, maybe she thought it was sweet and kind of silly and immature.
I know, it crosses some people don't do that shit for their lawyers, but I guess
they don't.
And I was 22.
That's what I'm saying. She knew you were young, and so she probably thought it was cute and awkward and something you're not supposed to do. But did she ever respond to it?
Well, when I say I sent it over, I walked it in. That's the part that I couldn't even bring myself to say because it was even more. Yes,
worse.
And I didn't want to bring it up.
Did you give it to her, or did you just hand it off to
No, I handed it, and she said, "No, you don't have to."
Okay, what'd she say? What'd she say?
I don't remember. It was something like that. It was something. No, this isn't necessary.
Oh, Spa Sidel. So romantic.
They were I know. I think that's what adds to it. If it were just the gift certificate or something, maybe that would have been. Also, she's a professional,
right?
But in my mind, I was bugging her, and they were handling this pro bono, and I just felt the need to do something.
Right.
I wasn't. I don't know why. It seemed like something Southside Steve would do.
Oh,
like,
and he would play it off as like, he would walk in and make like a big thing about it. Sponsor deal. Get your little massage. Whatever he would say.
God, fuck me. I can't believe.
Get a little rubby rub.
So yes, things pop up that are embarrassing.
You're like, hi, give flowers.
They don't speak like the idiot from Office Space.
No, it just sounds like you being nervous. That was your energy for sure.
That's my stapler.
Because even though it was pro bono, she still gets paid.
I know. That's what's totally
she
unnecessary.
Was doing it for free.
I know. It just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
But I also didn't have the money for such a service. Stupid DUI. I called the cops on myself.
What? Oh.
It was a single car accident.
Yeah.
And I had already gotten home. I should have done this because it happened right outside the apartment complex. Anyone listening, on Peachtree Street, the bridge that goes over 85. I was coming out of the Kroger that used to be right there. Turning left, the light was green. It had been raining. I had a Toyota Tacoma pickup truck, rear wheel drive, and I took the turn too quickly, especially for wet conditions. Fishtailed, slammed into the side of the bridge, and then just drove the rest of the way to the apartment, which was on the other side of the bridge. Parked the car. Person with me was having trouble breathing, so needed to call an ambulance. And I don't even know, honestly, if I was over the legal limit, but I had gone to see Franz Ferdinand at the Cotton Club, which, if that still existed, they wouldn't call it the Cotton Club anymore, would they? I feel like they'd have to get rid of it, even though it was just alliteration, and we still wear shirts made of cotton, but I'm guessing they would have changed the name.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't even know if
being in Georgia has a funny connotation.
Yeah.
So I get it.
You're right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just refused the field sobriety tests. So maybe I could.
That's what they say you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but you're going to go to jail at that point.
Yeah, you have to. That's what they don't tell you. Like, get ready to go into the police station then, I guess.
But they don't have evidence against you.
Eventually, so especially the time it takes, like, and also your body's processing the alcohol, so your level will be lower, I guess.
You're going to go to jail. But what I had bought from the Kroger was more beer, and I should have just sat there in the garage and drank some beer and said, I had just started drinking this because we got in an accident and I'm trying to settle down.
Oh, that's what Teresa Giudice's husband did when he like flipped his car over in a ditch. He walked to his parents' house and then started like pounding whiskey and said that's what happened, that he wasn't drunk when he flipped the car.
Did it work?
Well, he's deported now. He lives in Italy, so I don't know if it. I mean, that wasn't why he was deported, but I mean, I guess it worked. They had bigger fish to fry.
I feel like that. I don't know if it would have worked with me, but yeah. I had that beer with the woman whose boobs were popping out and the mugs of beer in her hand.
Wait, what?
That's the brand of beer. I don't remember what it's
St.
called.
Polly Girls. Polly Girl? Polly's Girl?
See, you knew what it was.
Yeah, I did. Hell yeah.
Her boobs popping out. I guess they're not. They're covered up. Kind of. But it's not as egregious as I thought.
Yeah, in your mind.
St. Polly Girl. But I don't drink the St. Polly Girl anymore.
Well,
do they even still make it? I don't even know if they still make it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I guess they do. But I wonder what would have happened. That's a reasonable reaction. It's like, I'm just sitting here. I got in this accident. We're waiting for the ambulance. And I started drinking these beers.
I mean, I guess it's a way to go. And then it's up to somebody to, Oh, so you didn't have anything to drink when you were at that concert? Okay.
Oh, they don't know where I was coming from. I could have just driven to the
Well, you'd have to lie again. You'd say, okay, well, where were you coming from?
Kroger.
Oh, to get the beer?
Yeah. That was the point of the trip to the Kroger. So that wouldn't have been a lie. Where were you coming from? That Kroger over there?
Yeah, you have a receipt. Did you buy it right after? Like, you didn't buy it before the concert?
No.
Okay.
I bought it after. And when I went to court, I wore a suit, and the judge liked that.
Oh, of course.
Made an example of me. Said, I want everyone in the court to look at Mr. Russ. This is how you should dress. I was like, oh my God, don't do this.
Wow.
No, it's not.
And then you found out where that guy, where his office was, and you sent him a Sposadel gift card and some flowers.
Yeah, I walked it in.
Yeah, you walked it in.
I said, thank you, Judge.
This isn't necessary.
Here's a gift certificate for insurrection.
Yeah.
And a porno video that I got from the prize closet. It's one of those virtual ones. Well, it's not virtual, but you get to pick your own scene. It's got Jenna Jameson.
Ooh.
You can pick the position and the way it finishes. Thank you, Judge.
I know. I never saw those types of DVD porns.
My Plaything, I think it was called.
Ew.
What the fuck is this topic?
Just chatting.
No, we got to get back on track. This can't be.
All right.
I mean, look, if you want to just get through this episode like this, that's fine. But we have to get back on track after this in the new year. I don't care if it's a bit looser.
Yeah.
That's getting a little ridiculous.
Okay, let's do it in the new year. We'll have more. We'll try and do some more topics. I do think of some as the week goes on, and then we just come on and we chat.
Write them down in your notebook that you carry around in your back pocket.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear that you put the notes on your phone.
No, I don't like that.
Then you need a notebook with handwriting that you can't read later and shorthand that you can't decipher. Whoa, there was a Sylvia Saint My Plaything. I typed in My Plaything.
Uh-huh.
And it pops up 2000 film. Already watched, want to watch.
What does that mean?
Just a Google thing popped up that
already watched, want to watch?
Yeah, I can click it and say I've already watched it, or I can click this other thing that says I would like to watch this. Yeah, these they were, I guess, innovative because you could utilize the DVD menu.
Yeah.
Whereas VHS, you didn't have this option. So
I remember hearing about that, but I didn't ever have a DVD. I do have some DVD porn. I think I just have one. I think it's that A Night in Paris. But that's just, for fun. It's not like... And I never really had any porn that I would put in to watch. Talk about something embarrassing. I had gotten a tape from one of those porno stores. And it was really stupid. It was like a Snow White porn. It was so stupid. Anyway, I didn't even like it. I just thought this is so dumb. And then my dad...
Who was in it?
I have no idea.
Because I assume searching Snow White porn is going to bring up a bunch.
I was in the 90s, if that helps.
This is my work computer, by the way.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so it was in the VCR.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 1995.
That could be it.
You can watch the whole thing on X Hamster.
Oh, cool. X Hamster I hate that name. It's so gross.
Do you prefer Wank Spider?
Ew, no.
Lobster Tube?
Why is it called that?
Wank Spider?
Lobster Tube?
I have no clue. But yes, X Hamster is disgusting. This may be it, and it's available. Spank Bang's got it AI upscaled. So you can watch it in 1080 if you'd like. I'm not clicking on it in my work computer. But anyway, right, you were watching it and your dad...
Yeah, my dad came home. And I wasn't like in the middle of watching it. Like it was... I didn't like masturbate to it or anything. It was just in there. And I was like, this is so stupid. And then I was upstairs. Dad came home. And then he was like, hey, and I came down and he handed me the tape. I was like, oh. Oh, God.
Did he say anything?
No, he just gave it to me. It's like, hey.
And that's similar to my dad picking me up from jail after I was arrested for that DUI we were talking about. He didn't say anything. He didn't need to. It was kind of worse.
I know.
It was kind of worse in a way. Although, when he did drop me off at home, he hugged me and told me he loved me. So I'm sure that you're very disappointed in your child at that point, but you also can recognize, like, they're not feeling good about this.
Well, that's the thing. You start out for them. You start out like, are you okay? Like, how do you feel?
Okay, and then, you stupid son of a bitch. How fucking dare you. You dumb.
Yeah.
No, I'm not okay. Oh, okay. So your dad brought it down. Maybe he watched a little bit of it.
Ew.
What if it just would you rather have him given it back to you or it disappeared?
Ew, if it disappeared. Ew, that'd be worse. The way he handled it was perfect. It's like, yo, I see this. Here, take it. Idiot.
Those DVD porns that I had, I got from the radio station because we had all that promotional stuff. The only porn I ever bought was the Nude World Order on VHS.
Nude World Order.
Yeah.
Did they wrestle?
Yeah, it was wrestling themed. You know, it was that time, 1997, big time in wrestling, as we talked about a few.
Was it a man
ago.
and a woman wrestling, or two women wrestling?
Right, all things.
Not two men.
Oh, that's true. Ron Jeremy, I think, was in it too. But it was like multiple scenes. He was only in one short scene.
Yeah. What happened to him? Like, why is he in jail?
I do not know. I don't keep up with Ron Jeremy.
There's some he's
the latest.
Quietly in jail.
He's at November 19th, 2023. He's set to be released to a private residence. That's a rape case. My God.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I didn't follow any of it, but apparently his health is deteriorating, so he's going to die. So they're letting him go.
That makes sense.
Fucking scumbag.
I'm sure, though, if you are someone from the 70s and you're a porno person, I wonder if it's hard to always know when someone isn't wanting to have sex with you and they're just doing it because you're Ron Jeremy, and it's and then they regret it, and then unless it was a violent thing, that's different. But
I'm sure the industry back then was awful too.
Oh, please. So many 70s porns are about the girl resisting at first, and then you are doing stuff to her that she's never felt before. Now she likes it. That's the
Christmas
whole premise.
Song. It's that Christmas song that got canceled.
Well, that's so stupid. That's not the same thing.
Well, she didn't want to stay. And he's like, no.
No, she's playing coy. She's like, oh, I can't stay.
Well, maybe that's what was happening in those porns.
No, they're like, you're my brother.
Oh, well, that's big now. That's the big thing these days.
It's since then. It's been since the 70s.
I don't know why I'm defending it. It was, yes, I'm sure it was an awful. Apparently it's cleaned up these days. I don't know the inner workings of the industry, but there are a lot of women who took over and got into leadership positions.
That's
and I think
nice.
Made it a little, but there's so many different production companies. I feel like the Bang Bros probably aren't the best to work with.
Well, I think that those, like you're saying, I think those types of videos are less prevalent. I feel like there was a window of time in online porn where it really was just fucking idiot slut gets fucked. It's and then we trash her on the side of the road. It was all really degrading the woman. And now it's more she likes being degraded. Watch her enjoy this,
But even if she's enjoying, if she doesn't actually want to do it, I don't like the degrading part of it. I don't need the degrading part of it. I don't know why it exists. They don't. I guess a lot of guys get off to that, but
Snape.
There's
Get down
no reason
on the floor and clean the cauldrons.
Yeah, but I think he was still probably gentle in the end.
Eat my shit.
He asked permission. Yes. May I ask you to eat my shit?
Would you like a slice of my shit?
We need to get off of this. There's people who listen to this show with their kids in the car.
No, they do not.
Yes, I'm sure that they do. Now somebody...
I was cursing earlier. It's fine.
Somebody hates us. We can wrap up this portion by just saying that the DVDs that I got from the radio station, I had put them in my mailbox at the station. And then they disappeared. And I thought, okay, somebody stole them. Whatever. They came back a week later. So somebody borrowed them. Used them. That's worse. And then replaced them.
See, that's worse.
I think that is worse.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's not as bad as a magazine. Because that's sitting there in your hand and you're going to get stuff on the magazine. I don't look when I first came across any kind of hardcore porn, I thought it was disgusting when I was younger. Like naked women. I was like, I like this, but I like this. But the first time somebody had a
I
hustler,
like the Tin Man.
Had a hustler or something, and there was semen. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh,
I knew the way it worked. It wasn't
right.
like that was a shot. It was just seeing. I was like, I don't like any of this.
I watched a lot
but it slowly
of
creeps in. It creeps in. You're like, okay,
you never
I'm
watched
starting
like
to
scrambled stuff?
Yeah, the Spice though, but the Spice channel was hardcore, softcore, hardcore. Like they couldn't show.
You would catch some stuff where you're like, oh god.
You could, but it wasn't as graphic as straight up porn. I feel like Spice. It would show the action, but it would never show like actual penetration.
Oh yes, they would. For sure.
No,
Yeah.
not the Spice. No.
Spice was worse. Playboy did that.
I swear Spice didn't.
I thought Spice was like the more.
It would show the movements.
No, that's like Cinemax you're talking about, which I also enjoyed.
Which still pops up. We at Showtime, something on Showtime came on. I was scrolling through and just one of those 90s style softcore porns. I was just surprised that they still were making them because there was an abundance of stuff. Anyway, this is not the topic.
Yeah, apparently it is.
No, Christmas is over. Got to take the tree down.
No, not until after New Year's.
Well, you have a fake tree.
Oh, is yours dying?
Yeah, it's very brittle. The needles are very dry. It stops drinking. You got to take it out and cut off another. You can't do that once it's decorated.
Can't do that.
It sucks up all the water the first 2 or 3 days. And then it just stops. I don't know if it's because it gets sappy and it can't pull in any more water or what.
I don't really know. Like, is it because it's not outside and it's warmer inside your house?
I think that's part of it too. The steam heat, apparently, contrary to steam, is very dry. It dries out a room. Maybe I needed a humidifier to keep the thing happy.
Oh,
I have no fucking clue. Well, the steam is just the method of heating the radiator, but it actually dries out the room.
Oh, but also just heated rooms, just heated homes without a or what was it called? What did you just say?
Radiator?
Radiator, yeah.
Yes, in general. I New Year's, you're probably right, but I feel like it needs to. It's the 27th.
I know, isn't it wild when you take down all your Christmas decorations and you're like, man, it's so empty.
Yeah, it'll be back before you know it though, because it goes by quickly.
I had like a Greg moment, realization in time.
Finally.
Yeah. Realization of time, where I was talking to Pete and I was saying like Ellie's almost 9 and I'm sorry, she's almost 10. And I thought, man, 10 years, like that's gone pretty quick. And then I realized that means like in that same amount of time that felt quick just now, she's going to be 20. And then I will be like 52.
Yeah.
And that's weird. That's weird. 52.
It's starting to hit you.
Weird.
We'll be here before you know it.
Yeah. 50.
Eric turning 40.
How was your visit with him?
It was such a big deal. And then him turning 50 when we started the podcast.
Yeah.
In his basement.
Well, and him being like the double nickel that was his big thing about being 55.
Oh, yeah, kept bringing up 55. But him turning 50, I remember, it's like, I can't believe it's already been 10 years since you turned 40. Now it's already been 10 years since we built that podcast studio.
Do you want to just ignore that I asked how your visit was with him?
That was nice. It was a good visit.
Yeah, good. Did he make you watch stuff in the basement?
We hung out twice. We went shopping that first day. We went to the Avalon weird dystopian shopping area
suburban shopping centers.
Well, it's like clearly based on the model of like New York, where there's residential spaces above commercial spaces and it's walkable and that's all cool. But when it's all uniform and made of plaster, it's very all made strange. At the same time. Yeah, it's very unsettling.
I agree.
Though I I don't want to discourage that kind of development, though. I think it's a good thing to have, mixed use in the way it's used in Atlanta, let's say, is not a good thing necessarily, because they knock down cool old things and then they just build these generic looking apartments that are still offset, or they're in the middle of nowhere. So while there is some commercial space below, it doesn't really serve the purpose of creating a walkable city.
Right. And they can charge so much more for that space.
Yeah, even the residential. Well, you're going to live above a restaurant. Yeah. You can go down whenever you want. Well, maybe I don't like the restaurant. It's always
free.
It's part of your rent.
Yep.
That wouldn't be a bad deal, I guess, unless it's a restaurant you absolutely hated, some kind of seafood place. It stunk like fish all the time.
Then you shouldn't have moved there.
Have to eat sea bass every night.
Sea bass is good.
So we went to the Avalon. One guy recognized Eric.
Really?
Like, Eric Von Isler. And then Eric said, "Yeah, this is Greg Russ," and he didn't care. He didn't give a shit. He mostly talked about the regular guys. He's like, and I skipped high school to go to Breast Christmas Ever. And I was like, God, this guy's probably my age. We're the same fucking age, although he seems older than me.
God, people are still talking about the regular guys.
They love the regular guys. It was a period of time, let's say. Yeah. There was a lot that went on in that show.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of segments that people still hold dear to their hearts today and think about. They still bring up Slim Mackerel, which is absolutely insane. Slim Mackerel, who scrubbed everything from the internet.
He did?
Yeah, because whatever he wanted to do with his career and life, I'm sure that the Slim Mackerel character in today's cultural climate, he was worried. I bet he was worried. Not that Slim was awful, but
yeah. What would he need to delete things for?
Well, there were talks of the way he would have sex with women and things like whatever.
I don't remember.
Nothing was offensive. Nothing Slim Mackerel did was offensive. It was funny.
Okay.
I remember when I before I got the internship at the radio station with the show, the regular guys, I was just reaching out to everyone, and it's funny how you really don't understand any of the dynamics because I wrote Slim Mackerel. I was like, hey, I'd love to be an intern. He wrote back, and I thought that was like a huge deal.
That's
like,
really nice. God.
And you get older and you realize like, oh yeah, that was just a dude who, no offense to him, I'm not saying he didn't have much going on, but he was trying to get a character off the ground. Yeah. And it was newer for him. So of course he was going to write back. But I thought he was this inaccessible guy because he was on the show. And when he wrote me, I thought it was a huge fucking deal. I remember being in my dorm room. It's like, oh my God, Slim Mackerel. But anyway, this guy just wanted to talk about the regular guys. And then, we got stuck there for like 10 minutes and we did the shopping. Then we had some lunch and, we went to one of the malls. So there was the Avalon Outdoor Dystopian Mall. Then we went to the old traditional mall, which was really depressing.
I bet.
They're still open and there's still people in there, but it's not nearly as crowded as it would have been in the past.
Well, and you guys are like Christmas Eve aficionados, like shopping wise, I mean.
And none of what I'm saying is new info. It's just to experience to me because I don't ever go to malls and I don't have access to malls to actually be in a mall and see it. It's like, oh yeah, this is not what it used to be. I went to Town Center Mall, which is the mall I worked in separately with Christina, where the PacSun is still there. The PacSun I got fired from.
For stealing.
But I think about being in middle school and walking around, probably being a little shit and annoying. Maybe not in middle school. In middle school, I just went and collected cologne samples. Go to the
It was high school
stores.
that you would walk around and like yell. Oh, yeah, you would yell for your mom. Mom?
Yeah. Mom! And everyone would look.
That's pretty fun. I would have loved that if I knew you in high school.
Or you do things like I would run into a pillar. Like let's say you're in a crowded space and you bump shoulders with someone. Yeah. That's how I would run into the pillar, and then I'd start shouting at it and then threatening to fight it.
See, that's the best.
I thought that was hilarious. And
it was.
And then we would, someone would go ahead and pick out a random person and be like, there he is. There he is. And then they'd start yelling at us. He's here. I found him. There he is.
What an asshole.
Look, fucking teens have been doing the same shit.
Absolutely.
It's just that now it can be documented very easily and you can actually get traction for it and get likes and views online. So it makes it worse. Kids were always shitheads. We smashed mailboxes. We drove heavy equipment because we found out you could start it up with a flathead screwdriver. We went to the mall and did a fake fundraiser for new soccer uniforms and collected like $120.
Whoa, you did?
Yeah, and we used this other kid, though. There's always the younger kid who wants to hang out with you.
Yeah.
So me and my friend Sal were the masterminds, and I created the sheet, and Sal and I came up with the script, and then we sent John out, like, you go talk to the people. And so he did all the actual work, collected the money, and at the end of the day, we gave him his cut, which was less than our cut.
Of course.
But I guess that's the real business model. That's the way the world works, huh? It's like, it was my idea. I did the initial legwork. You're the grunt who carries it out. I get most of the money.
Right. You did all of the R&D.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we went to the mall. That was that. Then the next night. So this was all before Christmas Eve. That was the Friday. And then the Saturday, Christine and I went back over and watched the Bills game. I watched the Bills game with Eric.
Oh, all right. How was that? Was that fun?
He kept leaving the room because they weren't playing. They ended up winning, but they weren't playing so well.
Oh.
And instead of getting angry and showing off that side of himself, he would disappear for like 10, 20 minutes at a time.
It's so strange to me.
So Nick hung out, his son.
Yeah.
And, we watched the game with him. You could tell Eric was fuming and he kept saying, I wish I didn't care. I wish I didn't care. I got to stop caring. I wish I didn't care. Then they ended up winning on the field goal to end the game.
Oh, that's nice.
And then he was in a good mood. Yeah, and then started talking about movies and stuff.
Yeah.
That was nice. He was in a nice mood.
It's so weird to be so consumed by that, And then to like you said, to be saying to yourself, I wish I didn't care. It's got to be from not being able to he can intellectualize his feelings, but he can't process them. So him understanding why he shouldn't care so much is probably really frustrating when he can't stop himself from caring so much.
He once, what did he say? Were you on the show when he said, if I ever cry, Autumn will feel as though, mission accomplished.
Oh, if I make him cry?
Not if you make him cry, if he just cries about his past and the way he processes his feelings.
That's not what I'm looking for. I want him to recognize that there were some things that were probably pretty traumatizing and have had an effect on him as an adult. That's all.
He'll admit it. He'll say, yeah. But I can just handle it myself.
But exactly. So, yeah, everything before the but.
Now, what you don't realize is when you intellectualize it, yes, you sidestep actually figuring it out.
Right.
Recognizing it and understanding it is not actually fixing it.
Right. And
I shouldn't even say fixing because
exactly. It's not really fixing. It's just being able to acknowledge that something was painful or something was not right and just letting yourself get through that emotion and then coming through the other side. I don't know what about that is healing, but it is. It's like it's almost, and just even talking about it out loud. I know my therapist said that it moves from one part of your brain to another, and that helps you with what'd she say? Not like understanding, but it helps you with maybe getting like a better understanding, I guess. But anyway, the point is, I'm not sure why that's healing and why that's better, but just intellectualizing it doesn't help you not continue to feel it.
No. That's what I'm adding on.
Yeah.
No.
But I guess you don't want to feel it. You know, so you're like, why would I tap into the feeling? That's a bad feeling. I want to avoid that feeling. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. That is absolutely human. Why would we want to do things that make things harder or make us feel sad or make us feel intense?
I don't even know if it's about the feeling. Sure, maybe he's still avoiding some of it, but the feeling, it was so long ago that his dad ditched him.
Yeah.
It's just those kind of things create behaviors and ways of coping and just in general influence the way you interact with the world and
your ability to handle things too.
I think if there are things you would like to change or you look at, just saying, oh, I know why this is happening, isn't enough.
Right.
Or you can try to strong arm yourself into changing behavior, which maybe works temporarily if you even have enough will.
Well, that's him saying, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Screaming it from a mountaintop. People who actually don't care don't scream it.
It's all, whatever.
I'm not placing judgment at all. It's like,
I think there's a lot of reflection going on
as
he approaches 60. And I think that there's a desire to appreciate and interact in different ways.
Well, I hope so. That's
even
good.
forgiving you and your nastiness towards him.
Yeah, I was so nasty.
The way you challenge him on the show and you don't care about the show much. And
that's offensive.
You know what? As long as she's okay. I worry. That's what he said.
I worry.
He worries. He worries about you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know me. That's the thing.
That's your fault.
That's right. That's my fault. That's the thing, is that I changed. And again, he can intellectualize that and understand that, but he can't process the feeling it gave him or gives him when I have pulled away, because I have changed and he did not. And he did not allow me or give me the sort of room to grow or change. And then being on the show all the time really reminded me a lot of if he was just my friend and there would be less, just like how you interact with him, it's a little bit easier because you're not constantly getting, for me, I was getting constantly disappointed, and I was white knuckling it through that. I don't want to be disappointed anymore. I don't want to care, but I still did. And so then I had to
just like him and the Bills.
Right, exactly. So I had to get myself through that. And now I feel like I'm on the other side where, although for years I've said I just can't put any weight into his comments, but they still had so much weight on me, and his behavior towards me, was still really affected me. And now that I've sort of worked through a lot of that and I guess recalibrated, it's so much easier to have fun, and when he's shithead, it's okay. It's almost, there is still a little pang of ow, oh, I wish he shouldn't be like that. And our friendship shouldn't be like that. But then that's 10% versus 85%, which is what it was before. And now it's almost a little bit, and I don't mean this in a shitty way, but it is a little bit sad, it's there that is, here's the result of, again, him never processing all the things that happened to him.
Maybe if you went down and just went and had a walk at the Avalon, you could have solved some things.
Yeah, right.
On that note, I don't mean, I know that you were getting into some deeper, more meaningful stuff at the end, and I hate to rush it, but my friend Matt is meeting me. We were supposed to meet at 11:30, but I said, give me until 11:40, but I still have to shower. So
I totally understand.
It's 11:29. I got 10 minutes to shower and get dressed.
Okay. I also have to shower and get dressed, but I have no one to meet.
So I apologize for rushing you at that moment when you're digging deep.
Yeah. And it's therapy. It's and we're done.
We're out of time. Yeah. I could have contributed to it. But anyway, this is the last really, who knows, aimless episode of the year. Who knows? I know it's the last episode of the year. I don't know why I said that.
You mean it's the last aimless episode of the year. So maybe next year, hopefully next year, we're going to get more.
Back on some kind of track. It doesn't have to be as strict as it was at the start, but this was, I don't even know what to title this episode. One of those episodes.
Christmas wrapping.
One of those episodes, I don't know if you realized or noticed, I called it episode 257 or whatever the fuck the episode number was, because there was no topic. I didn't know what to write about. So like,
call it no topic.
Nah, we already, maybe.
Yeah, we probably already have that.
Okay.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.